Hi, you're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. We have a lot to get through today, especially about the new variant of concern. Let's get straight to it. The Prime Minister today said that India needs to be proactive in light of the new variant of concern, which is called Omicron. That was first detected in South Africa. He directed officials to review plans for easing international travel restrictions in light of emerging new evidence. Prime Minister's office said in a statement, and I quote, Prime Minister directed the genome sequencing samples to be collected from international travelers and community as per norms, tested through the network of labs already established under INSACOG and early warning signal identified for COVID-19 management. Prime Minister spoke about the need to increase the sequencing efforts and make it more broad-based, end quote. Meanwhile, after 20 months of COVID-induced suspension, the Civil Aviation Ministry on Friday, if you remember, said scheduled international flights to and from India will be resumed from the 15th of December. Now, there's an update to that story. The Health Ministry has said that countries in Europe, including the United Kingdom and South Africa, Brazil, Bangladesh, Botswana, China, Mauritius, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Israel have been put on the at-risk category. Now, countries deemed at risk of COVID-19 by the Union Health Ministry will be allowed to operate only a certain percentage of their pre-COVID scheduled flights, and this is according to the Aviation Ministry. In the meantime, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Saturday has urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to stop flights from countries that have recorded cases of the new Omicron variant of the virus. In the meantime, the WHO has declared this variant of COVID, Omicron, to be a variant of concern. Now, the classification puts Omicron into the most troubling category of COVID-19 variants, along with the globally dominant Delta plus its weaker rivals Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Now, the WHO has said that it could take several weeks to complete studies of Omicron to see if there is any change in transmissibility, severity, or complications for COVID vaccines, tests, and treatments. Now, the change in classification came after a quickly assembled virtual meeting of the WHO's technical advisory group on SARS-CoV-2 virus evolution. Meanwhile, states are upping the ante. Maharashtra, for instance, has issued new restrictions in the wake of this variant. These are the restrictions that have been imposed right now. All domestic travelers must either be fully vaccinated or carry an RT-PCR test report not older than 72 hours. Passengers arriving from any international destination shall be governed by directions of the Government of India in this respect, according to the official order. Complete vaccination against COVID-19 is now mandatory for people using public transport and are using public places, including government offices, shops, malls, etc. A penalty of 500 rupees would also be imposed on those who are found violating the norms and also on the conductor or the driver. Now, vehicle owners will be charged a fine of 10,000 rupees if a passenger is found violating norms inside their vehicles. Several countries across the globe are now worried. For instance, the United States will restrict travel for non-US citizens from 8 African countries from Monday over fears of this new COVID variant that was first detected in South Africa. Now, the travel curbs don't apply, however, to US citizens and permanent residents. In the meantime, South Africa has complained today that it is being punished for detecting the new COVID variant, which the World Health Organization has termed as a variant of concern and is more transmissible, it is said, than the dominant Delta strain. Now, according to the BBC, the Foreign Ministry has made the statement as countries around the world restrict travel from southern African countries as details of the spread have emerged. Now, according to that statement, it said, and I quote, excellent science should be applauded and not punished, end quote. In the meantime, you can watch our interaction with Dr. Shahid Jamil, who speaks about this variant and how concerned we should be. He spoke to Faye, and that link is in the description below. Moving on, the number of students and faculty who tested positive for COVID at Karnataka's STM College of Medical Sciences has now climbed to 281. According to Dharwad's district magistrate, 6 of the total cases are symptomatic, while the rest of 275 are asymptomatic. Now, results of more than 1,822 students will arrive on Sunday. This comes after the students had attended a college event. According to the Indian Express, Karnataka Health Minister has said, and I quote, some samples have been sent for genome sequencing to ascertain the variant of the virus. The reports are expected by the first week of December. End quote. Meanwhile, India has reported 8,380 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. That's 21% less than what the number was yesterday. Kerala, meantime, has reported 4,741 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. An update now on the farmers' protest. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has urged farmers to stop protesting and go back home. Tomar has also said that with the announcement of a committee, farmers' demand on MSP stands fulfilled. According to ANI, Mr. Tomar said, and I quote, they should respect the announcement made by the Prime Minister and show a big heart and should ensure that they return to their homes. End quote. Now, the bill on repealing the farm laws will be tabled in the Parliament on Monday, according to several reports. Remember, farmers have been protesting for over a year and have said that they will not stop protesting until this has been taken up and repealed in the Parliament. In the meantime, the Samyukta Kisan Morcha, which is heading the farmers' protests in the national capital, has decided to postpone the proposed tractor rally to Parliament on the 29th of November. Earlier this month, farm unions had decided that 500 farmers will participate in a peaceful tractor march to Parliament every day during winter session, which is scheduled to begin on the 29th of November. Also in the news, some worrying report that is coming from Niti Aayog's first multi-dimensional poverty index report, which says that Bihar, Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh are the poorest states in India. As per the index, 51.91% population of Bihar is poor, followed by 42.16% in Jharkhand and 37.79% in Uttar Pradesh. While Madhya Pradesh has been placed fourth in the index, Meghalaya is in the fifth spot. In the meantime, Kerala, Goa, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab have registered the lowest poverty across India and are at the bottom of the index. An update now on the flood situation in the south of India. In Andhra Pradesh, the death toll has risen to 44 because of heavy rain. 16 people, I beg your pardon, are still missing, and the state officials have said that the situation in Andhra Pradesh continues to remain grim. Several villages in the Kadapa, Chittoor, Anantapur, and Nellore districts are affected by floods, and they were worst affected the last 1 week as well. According to the IMD, south coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh will receive heavy to very heavy rainfall in the next 3 to 4 days. In the meantime, Tamil Nadu is facing heavy rains as well. Tamil Nadu Revenue and Disaster Management Minister has said that 3 more people have died in rain-related incidents. Now, so far, the death toll is at 8, according to several reports. Also in the news, the Federation of Resident Doctors Association have called for a nationwide suspension of outpatient department services at hospitals starting Saturday, which is the 27th of November. This is a mark of protest against the alleged delay in conducting NEET-PG 2021 counselling. Now, resident doctors of some hospitals like Ram Manohar Lohia, Lady Hardinge have also joined the protest. Now, in a letter to the Union Health Minister, the Doctors Federation have said that they are, and I quote, already overburdened and exhausted, fighting at the front line since the beginning of the pandemic and waited patiently till the 25th of November for some positive outcome on the Supreme Court proceedings over NEET-PG 2021 counselling. Now, they've said, and I quote, however, there seems to be no respite to their physical and mental distress. Moving on, the Maharashtra Road Strait Transport Corporation has suspended over 3,000 permanent employees and 1,000 daily wage workers who have now been laid off. On Friday, over 500 workers were terminated for not reporting to duty. Now, the MSRTC employees have been on strike for over a month now, and Transport Minister Anil Parab warned of strict action against employees if they don't rejoin duty. Now, the employees have been demanding that the cash-strapped MSRTC should be merged with the state government. Moving on now, Delhi government has announced that CNG and e-vehicles will be allowed to enter Delhi from today. Petrol and diesel vehicles remain to be banned due to the deteriorating air pollution in Delhi. In the meantime, schools, colleges, and government offices will resume from Monday. Delhi's air quality has improved a bit but continues to remain in the very poor quality. And a bit of positive news before we end this bulletin. The Munga-Thirri-Simpson Desert has been declared as Australia's biggest national park after environmental activists have been campaigning for the same for almost 10 years now. Now, the Wilderness Society first began seeking protection for the area, which is almost 3.6 million hectares in 2010, but efforts stalled when it was opened up to oil companies for exploring gas deposits. Now, the desert is a sanctuary to more than 900 species of plants and animals, which is also now as the biggest national park in Australia. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.